Jonty, it's finished 21-20 in the end. Heartbreaking drop goal from Jordan Gibson towards the end have secured Swinton the 2 points. It all goes down to next week now as we welcome Toulouse to the LEL Arena.
Worst case. That's the worst case, that. We didn't want, I said at the start of the year, I didn't want to come to Batley and I didn't want to come to Swinton and for points in these last three. I wanted it done and dusted by these last three games. And it's proven what I said. We're going to figure something out of that Toulouse game next week, whether it be a win, whether it be getting beat by the least points possible, because that's where we're looking at now. We've got 3 teams on 16 points. We're still at the top of them 3 teams, but there's only 5 points difference between the lot of us. So, man, Swinton go to Halifax next week. Oh, look at Keith there, 22-23 with Halifax. And then they're fighting for their lives, mate. These lots short today, they're fighting for their lives. And like, Keithley go to London away. London's been beat today, be a good Bradford side, but I don't know, mate. It's just knocked the stuff out of us a bit, you know what I mean? To think that we've got to turn up next week. I'm not saying they haven't got it in Jordan, because we've proved this year that we have, but right now, mate, there's this group, what they've been dishing up, probably since that Sheffield home game. It hasn't been good, has it? And that's why we are where we are, mate. Staring relegation right in the face. What can we do this week? Not a lot, because we don't train how we play. You know, I mean, we don't make errors in training. We don't knock on off kick-offs on training. Everybody does the skill thing right at training. I don't know. It's dire times, isn't it?
So disappointing as well, because as you say, at one point, you sort of, as you said, were sort of 10 points up 4 minutes before half-time. 6 minutes later, in terms of playing time, they find themselves 2 points behind. It's been enough and so much this season that your side have conceded back-to-back tries.
Yeah, look at last week at Batley, right on the kick, taking the goal after the outer. Half-time here, kicking the goal after the outer, after we scored a try, make it 16-6. Set after points is the most important set. What do? Fluff the kick off, they score. So within 2 minutes or 3 minutes, either side of half-time, we go from 10-point lead till 2 points behind. Not good enough. Sometimes you've got to think, well, really, we are where we are because what we've got and what we're playing like. I'm not throwing the lads under the bus. I've got a lot of blame stops with me. How I put it right, I don't know. I really don't know, Jordan. It's a case of just turn up next week. I thought about this being the biggest game of the season today and doing the right thing, being the hardest working team. We didn't do the right things. Yes, we worked hard because we had to, because we kept inviting in, and only 3 or 4 times today, but them 3 or 4 times they scored tries off, and that's championship for you. So every week you make an error, someone's going to make you pay, even if it's teams around the bottom, and they made us pay today.
You mentioned, obviously, you know, we mentioned as we've just spoke on the radio as well, it's sort of the same errors that you're sort of seeing from your side, but from different people. So you must be really struggling to pinpoint why that is, because you're seeing it from different people on different games.
You can't be talking about that at the end of the game in the change room. What do we do? Well, what do we do to change it? There's nothing we can do to change it, Jordan, other than put your right head on when you turn up on a Sunday and do the right thing when you're playing. We can do it in training, under pressure. We talk about doing the right thing, but we're just in a dogfight because how we've been this last 6 or 8 weeks, mate. Yes, we've lost players, so it wasn't. You know what I mean? Swinton's got a load out. He used to fetch some lads, and I'm not bothered. If we do the right thing today, we beat this team. We didn't do the right thing, and they beat us. So that's where we're at, mate, isn't it?
You mentioned about losing players. I think Callum Phillips put in a good stint again. He'd done quite a lot of minutes for yourself. Was the plan to leave Callum out there as long as you did, or was it just the nature of the game?
We kept checking on Callum to say we wasn't. He kept giving the thumbs up, and last week he was honest enough to tell us he was ready for the breather. But no, he kept going and going. He got a bit of a head knock, spasm in his neck late on there, and we put Newts back on. But Callum gives us something what we need at times. You know what I mean? Yes, he's rusty, but he's still a decent lad player, this Cal, and we need him on the field. And we need players next week who's going to turn up and have a good dig. And to lose the last 5 games, they've been beat twice, and the teams they've won in, like Newcastle, Swinton and Keithley, them 3 games who they played in the rounders, they've only won by 20 points. So that's my goal next week. No turning up and getting 60 on us or 70 like we did away at Toulouse, or like we did away at Featherstone and Halifax. It's that mindset, like we need to either get a win or keep it as low as possible. to stay in this league, because if we don't and we give blow away, mate, we're in League One, eh? That's what we're looking at. We're in League One if we don't do the right thing next week.